The discussion over the legality of listening to airband in the UK has been going on now for many years, since the radio scanning boom of the late 1980s and 1990s. For the beginner, it can be a confusing debate if you simply want to know if you're allowed to listen to air traffic control or aircraft communications in the UK. We all know that equipment such as radio scanners are widely available from big companies. You can even buy a radio scanner at Manchester Airport's very own viewing park. In fact, they'll even program it for you with all the frequencies you'll need. Information is also freely available, such as frequencies for every airport and airfield in the UK and across the world. There are also websites which stream ATC communications online in other countries except the UK. So let's clarify this law. You can legally own a radio scanner. We all know that a license is required to operate a transmitter on almost every single band, with some exceptions, but radio receivers require no license at all. The big question is, can you legally listen to air traffic control in the UK? Well, that depends on the circumstances. You see, we're not technically allowed to listen to everything that is out there. You can't listen to any transmission intended for you or for general reception. This would mean, in terms of airband, ATIS announcements and emergency broadcasts. So it is illegal to listen in on air traffic control communications between ATC and pilots if you're not required to be listening. The only time you'd be required is, for example, if you were a pilot in the area who may need to listen for instructions or warnings. However, you can listen to air traffic control if given permission to. For example, if you were visiting an airshow or air display at either a civilian or military site. Now, this really makes no sense because there's no practical reason to listen to air traffic control at an airshow because none of it is meant for your ears. It is, however, quite fun and quite interesting. So here's another interesting point which clouds the topic even more, and I'm relaying this from memory. I seem to recall when studying for my radio licence in around 2004, I read some literature that said something like, you may not listen to police or airband. It then went on to say, however, if you do, you mustn't record it, but if you do, you mustn't play it back, but if you do, it must be to someone who is licensed to listen to it. Now, the reality to all of this is that there's never actually been any consequence, to my knowledge, to anyone listening to airband on a radio scanner. These devices were big business back in the 1990s and still are to many people today. You can visit any airfield or airport with your radio scanner and nobody will say anything. In fact, I've been searched at a military airshow as part of normal protocol. Everybody gets the bag searched on the way in, and my radio scanner didn't raise a single eyebrow. Now, you may have noticed throughout this video I've been showing you some radio scanners and a rather modern looking dual band transceiver which I recently reviewed. This is the Senhai-X 8600 and it receives airband, and very well. It actually comes with an AM airband receiver built in, and the crazy thing is they don't even tell you this. I actually found this out while chatting to a friend, Paul M7TUD, who discovered his Senhai-X 8800 does exactly the same thing. Now, I need to point out here that this is a radio transceiver too. However, the PTT is blocked on airband frequencies for obvious reasons before anybody comments. So I went on to program in some local frequencies using the software and cable, hooked up my external antenna, and this is what I got.
Ocean 01, descend when ready, flight level 163.
Descend when ready, flight level 160, Python 05.
Green team 523 November, resume navigation keypad.
Navigation keypad, green team 523 November.
Descend flight level 110. Virgin 540, report your speed and clear levels to London 129.205, site.
34.4305, 330.
Oscar 106, Quebec Hotel, climbing flight level 270, heading 200. ICS 74 Tango, London Control, Roger, redirect Honolulu and no reports at your level.
If you could say again, clear level. Over 120, thank you so much. Channing, 3 November X-ray.
British 8 Lima Sierra, London Control, roger, contact level 360, report your requested level.
Now I am recording straight through the camera's microphone, so of course it sounds much better through the radio. This is such a handy feature which most Chinese radios don't include, so a massive thumbs up to Sennheisex on this one. You just need to advertise it. So to those watching, this is a great radio for the price, but Airband Receive is the icing on the cake, and you can find links in the description below on where to pick up this radio. And if this one isn't your cup of tea, you can pick up some brilliant Airband scanners new online or at shops in certain aviation viewing areas, and trust me, Airband is busy all of the time and well worth a listen.